guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Demi from CJdropshipping. It's a great pleasure to have Camille Sata, who is also known as Ecom King, to be the guest of today's video. Camille is not only a super successful e-com business runner, he's also an e-com business tutor. He has a company and courses mentoring people how to run business and make money according to his personal experience and a huge amount of knowledge on marketing. We are very lucky, guys, because we will have a great lesson from Camille about dropshipping today, and totally for free. So pen and paper ready? Let's jump into the interview. Yeah. Hi, Camille.
Hey, Demi, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you doing?
I'm all good, thank you.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you here with us and today as our guest to talk about the most concerned questions about dropshipping for beginners. Yes, I think many of our audiences know you better than knowing us, for you are very popular among the e-com business runners. Yes, as you are running a YouTube channel that with almost 100,000 subscribers. Yes. And I just checked it. It's 99,500.
I'm at 99,700, so by the end of the day, it should be 100,000.
Because I know you got rapid increase this month, right? Really impressive, because I know that from the beginning of this year that the number was just 40,000, right?
Yeah, so when I started the year, it was at around about 20,000. So in February, I hit 20,000 subscribers. And then ever since, from April, just things went crazy. When I released that free course, I released a free course on YouTube. After that, my channel just grew really fast.
And what surprised me most is not that you built such a big e-com group, that because there was not only one person that was succeeding in e-com business. And what really surprised me is that you are only 21 years old. Yeah, right. And you even had made $1 million in revenue when you are 19 years old, right? And you even didn't finish your college. That sounds like Bill Gates' story. And could you share more about it with us?
Yeah, so back in 2017, I started dropshipping. And prior to dropshipping from 2015 to 2017, I did buying and reselling.
Yeah.
And when I did start dropshipping in 2017, I found my first decent product that did around about $25,000 in revenue.
Wow.
And then in 2018 to 2019, in quarter four, the best time of the year, we were able to do $1 million in revenue. And like I said, I quit college when in 2015, 2016. I was only around about 15 years old when I started everything. So it was a very young start and very great start.
Super cool. So guys, for those who want to know more about Camille, I will post his website and YouTube channel link below on the description. You can find high quality videos there and learn free Shopify dropshipping courses and practical tips for beginners. Okay, now back to the interview. Okay, Camille. I remember that got 100,000 subscribers for your channel was the target you set late last year, right? And now you have realized it. So what's your next plan? Do you have a new movement under the current circumstances when the influences of pandemic linger globally?
Yeah, so I think my future plans now are to basically build a couple of branded stores. We're focusing, me and my partner, on a lingerie business, underwear business. So I want to try and take that as big as we can globally. Also do some private labeling for a few stores that we've got in the tech industry and the gaming industry. And I also want to try and just become a public figure in the whole of the dropshipping e-commerce space. And I wanted to try and help people learn the industry to the best standard possible, all for free on my YouTube channel as well. And they're my plans really for the future.
Yeah, impressive points. Hope everything goes well with your business and we all have a promising Q4. The following questions are the most common questions put up by dropshipping beginners. The first question is about what type of store do you recommend for dropshipping beginners? Generally speaking, there are three types of dropshipping stores: and general store, one product store, and niche store. And which one do you think is better to begin with?
Yeah, so to begin with, so if we talk about the months that we've got in the year, so from January till September, if you've got less than 3 hours to do dropshipping a day, then I'd say a general store. So again, to repeat that, from January till September, if you have less than 3 hours a day to do this, then do a general store. Now, from January to September again, but you've got more than 3 hours, let's say you've got 5 hours a day, one product store. Now, the reason why I say do a general store if you've got less than 3 hours is because building a store, adding products can take a long time. So if you have a general store and you've got lots of products on there, at least you don't have to keep adding more to it, and then it takes lots of time. Now, the reason why I recommend a one product store if you've got more than 3 hours from January to September is because one product stores look more branded, they look more professional, they're easier to maintain, they're easier to scale. The conversion rate typically is a lot higher on them. And I just think if you've got that time, you should really be going down that route, because that is the way forward in 2021 and 2020. Now, from September till December, you want to be doing a general store, because Q4 is the best time of the year for e-commerce. And the reason why you want to do a general store during Q4 is because you've got things like Cyber Monday, Black Friday, Christmas, Halloween, and you want to be able to sell anything on that store that basically accounts to any of those topics. And then once you find a really good product, a successful product, then you move it from a general store into a one product store. You build a brand around it, and you can do that with CJ Dropshipping. You can buy the products in bulk from CJ, and then you can private label it as well. And that's what I'd recommend you do.
Yes, very impressive insights. Yes. Now there are many e-com platforms to set up online stores, and like Shopify, Woocommerce, eBay, and Amazon, and the like. And which platform do you recommend?
Yeah, so you've got eBay, Amazon, and Shopify. Now, it really just depends. Now, eBay and Amazon, I would say, have a higher barrier to entry. To do eBay and Amazon, you need to buy a lot of the stock in bulk. With eBay, you don't have to, but especially with Amazon, you have to buy a lot of the stock in bulk and send it to Amazon, and that can cost you a couple of $1,000s. So do bear that in mind. eBay, the profit margins are very, very small. You're looking at between 2 to 10% in profit, which isn't amazing, especially the time that you're going to be doing. Again, with Amazon, the profit margins are small as well, and you have to put a lot of money up front to buy the stock. Then with Amazon, you don't have control, and with eBay, you don't have control. It's down to Amazon and eBay to what they can do. You're limited to design, like your design will look the same as everybody else's that use eBay and Amazon, so you're very restricted to what you can do. With Shopify, the profit margins are a lot higher. You're looking at between 15 and 45% if you do it properly. And also, you have full control over your website. You can change the way it looks. You can add things to it. You can do what you want. And again, you've got higher profit margins. Now, the only downside to doing Shopify dropshipping is you have to do the marketing yourself. So you have to pay for Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram influencers. With eBay and Amazon, they have already the traffic for you. You just have to list the product. So with Shopify, although you're making more money, you have to do more to make that money.
So the Shopify is currently is the best choice for dropshippers, right? So the most important part to run the Shopify store is running ads. So, but running ads is important and usually the only way to draw traffic to Shopify dropshipping store. But as the price for Facebook ads goes higher and higher, do you think Facebook ads still a good choice? And do you have any other recommendations? Like, that TikTok is very popular now among young people these days. And do you think TikTok is a good alternative?
Yeah, so I think with the Facebook ad scenario, it is going to get a lot more competitive because it is the best platform to scale. So when it comes to scaling a product to $1 million in 1 month, or let's say a couple $100,000 in 1 month, Facebook is the best. Now, if you're going to go down the Facebook route, you're going to need a decent budget, a big budget, because eventually you'll get into something what we call manual bidding. Manual bidding is where you make the bids instead of Facebook, and that is very, very expensive, and you need a lot of data. So I don't want to go too much into that, but that's how Facebook works at the moment. Now, in terms of alternatives like TikTok is amazing. I've personally never run any TikTok ads, but I have worked with TikTok influencers and they were very, very good on the ROI. Now, TikTok is more for the younger age. You're looking at demographics under the age of 25. It can sometimes go up to 30. So if your product suits a demographic under the age of 25, then it could be a good option. Other alternatives to Facebook that are very, very good that I've used are YouTube ads, Instagram influencers, Twitter influencers, and Google ads. They are some great alternatives to Facebook if you want something a little bit less competitive, but saying that Google ads are quite competitive as well. And if not, they may be more competitive than Facebook.
Yes. And how do you think about YouTube ads?
YouTube ads are amazing. YouTube ads are basically through Google, but they're a separate platform. And YouTube ads are very unsaturated. Not many dropshippers are using YouTube ads. And the ROI that me and other people in the industry like Ricky Hayes are getting are some very good numbers. Now, YouTube ads are not that easy to use because the Google dashboard's very different to Facebook. But if you give it enough time to learn, then I would say YouTube can be better than Facebook when you test a product and you're doing some low scaling. Yeah, definitely.
Well, that is because more and more people now spend more time watching videos, right?
Yeah, especially with the pandemic that we're in, everybody's watching YouTube videos. So why would you miss out on that massive like group of people that are now at home, not working or working from home, and they're watching loads of videos on YouTube, you know?
Yes, indeed. So influencer marketing is trending, and as people spend more time watching videos, YouTube ads is also a good choice. And just to choose a proper channel according to your product, right? Yes, and someone, if he has a decent budget, and Facebook ads is still a good choice, right? To test products. And then there comes a question. As we know that most of the budgets are spent on ads and others on building a store and a little on paying for a domain name. And so how many budgets do you think is a minimum amount to begin with? And this is a very important question from beginners.
Yeah, so I would say the bare minimum is around about $1,000. You can go to $500, but it can be really, really hard. So I would say anything above like 1,000 to like 3,000 is a very good starting point. And you've got to remember, dropshipping is a real business. It's not some crazy little thing. It's a real business model, so it requires a real business cash flow. So yeah, you're looking at between $1,000 and $3,000 if you want any decent traction to get going with.
$3,000. That is the budget going up as the more competitors going in?
I wouldn't say there's a bit of truth to it. Obviously, with the more competition, the more the ad spend goes up because of the competition. But it's not just that, but it's about people that are shopping online now. You're getting so many people that are shopping online, and to really make a significant amount of income from it, like to make good money from e-commerce, you need a decent amount of money to put in from the get-go. Like if you want to put in like $500, you're going to make a few sales here and there. It's not going to be money that can change your life, make you go part-time or full-time. It's not going to do that.
So if you want to make money, you should put on money first.
If you want to go down the route of making this your full-time living quicker, then yes, of course.
Yes, indeed. Very valuable opinions. But many young people, like students who have a lot of spare time but don't have much money to run ads. So apart from running ads, are there any other ways that really worth our efforts to spend time on to increase sales?
Yeah, so what they can do, if you've got no money or you're on a very low budget, then you need to be messaging influencers on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. And you need to be saying, look, let's do an affiliate-based partnership where you offer them 40% of the commission on each sale. And then what you need to do is you need to be messaging between 100 to 200 people a day. And there's softwares you can use to do this. And you just want to be basically saying to influencers, look, let's collaborate. Let's go 40-50 on the commission. And maybe every 5 sales, I'll give you a free product or something like that. And you need to make sure that the influencers that you're working with have under 100,000 followers, or it's not going to work.
Yeah, that or smarter ways, right? Actually, we are also working on these channels to drop traffic, and they do really work. So now let's move to the next question. It's about branding. Okay, branding is a good way to add additional values to the products and build a sustainable business. So do you recommend newbies to try branding their dropshipping business at the beginning?
So what I would say is I don't recommend branding the products, the packaging straight away, but I definitely recommend going down a branded route, meaning I made a video about this where you can take a product from AliExpress or wherever you get it from, and you can build a one product store around it. You can name the product, you can name your website, the domain name after the product. You can build the website where it looks like you're the person that owns that product, but it's not actually branded. It just makes it look like you come across as a brand. So it's important as a beginner that's why I say do the one product store, because you've got more of a chance of making it look like a branded store. Because let's say you take a waist trainer and you put it on your website and you call your website waist trainer or something like that. It looks nice and branded. You make the website just about that product. It makes it look more like a brand. Yeah. And then once you're starting to get 100 to 300 orders a week, then you can start to buy in bulk, private label the product, do the packaging. But to start, I don't recommend it because it's way too expensive.
Yes, so branding is a step after you found a winning product which has steady sales for a period of time. It is not wise to brand if you are not sure about the product you pick will be a winning product, right? Yeah. Yes. Let's move to the next question. As most of dropshipping products are provided by Chinese suppliers, right? More than 90%, right? So many dropshippers are selling the same hot products. So there would be a problem that their product photos and videos are all the same. Do you think it's worth to pay for exclusive images or videos, like hire photographers to take pictures of your products to distinguish your products from other competitors to increase your transaction rate?
Yeah, so something that I'd recommend straight from the get-go is 9 times out of 10, you can order the same product on Amazon and get it the next day. So I would recommend that you order the product that you're selling off Amazon to your house. You'll get it the day after or the day after that. Then use your smartphone and take some photos of it. We've all got good smartphones nowadays. Take some photos, take some unique videos, spend a couple of days doing it. There's free softwares where you can edit the videos and the photos to make them look really nice. If you can't do that, that's probably the easiest way to get unique content. If you can't do that, then go onto websites like Professional Video Ads and get a 3D, 2D animated video made. That way, it's animated to look like your product, and that way it's your content, copyright free. Now, something else that you can do is you can go onto Fiverr or you can use CJdropshipping, and you can pay them to basically do the photography and the videography for you. And I personally get all my films made for the products. I get custom made cinematic films made for my products. As soon as I hit $10,000 in revenue, then I'll start to get proper videos outsourced.
Well, you really know CJ Dropshipping really well, because you know we provide a photographing service. Okay, that's amazing. So you will allot a part of time on the creatives of your products, so to make them more professional and appealing. Yes. Yes, next question. Okay. As we know that the USA is the biggest market for dropshipping, then comes Europe here. And as we know, as CJ has said, 2 warehouses in the US and 1 in Germany, and the UK and France are the next countries to launch CJ warehouses. So the dropshipping business in Europe here will see an increase. So for those who are planning to enter the European market, could you analyze what's the difference between the market in the US and European countries like UK or France? And you talk about,
you've got to remember something very important. Culture is a massive difference. So culture in the US is different to culture in Europe. The culture is so different. So you have to understand the culture in the different parts. If you're selling in Europe, you need to make sure you understand the kind of culture they use. Also, if you're going more specific in certain countries, let's say I'm selling in France, you need to make sure that your video ads, your ad copies are all in French. If you're selling in Germany, make sure that your video ads, your ad copies, your thumbnails are all in Germany, because that way you're going to get a better conversion rate, because although English is spoken in those countries, that's not their main language. Obviously, Germany is their main language. It's their normal language. So that's very, very important. And like I said to you before, it's very, very important that you understand the culture in each country and how it works in Europe.
Yeah, so any niche or product preference between these two markets? Do they prefer different, is there obvious preference before on products or niches before these two markets?
Yeah, so what I would say is for sure is there's a few little things that are different. So if we look at the Netherlands, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, those kind of countries like Denmark, cycling is huge. If you go to Amsterdam, Rotterdam, you'll just see people riding bikes. You won't see many cars, you'll just see loads of bikes. So the bike niche in the Netherlands is very, very good.
Wow. Yeah. So my next question is, you know that Q4 is the most important quarter for business runners, right? There would be Christmas season and many other festivals, and many dropshippers made their first success in Q4. So do you have any recommendations for our audiences out there? I mean, any trending niches that would do good in Q4?
Yeah, so with Q4, the best niches are jewelry, so gift jewelry, because obviously people are going to be buying gifts for people for Christmas. So people like to buy people jewelry. So you might want to buy, somebody might want to buy their boyfriend a piece of jewelry that might have a love heart with their name on it, and you can do that. And that's what I'd recommend. You've got the pet industry, like pet toys. People treat their pets like they're kids, so people buy their pets toys for Christmas. The kids industry is very, very good, like kids toys. Kids' clothes, those things do really, really well. Other things that do really, really well are hobbies, passionate hobbies. So things like golf, fishing, because if a wife wants to buy a husband a product, then they normally buy them a passionate thing. Like the wife might buy the husband a new golf set or something like that. But so that works really, really well. Other niches that tend to do really, really well are home appliances. So things like new things for the house, like TVs, new storage units, things like that. Also, what works well is fashion. So clothes and fashion works really, really well in Q4 too.
Yeah, so kids toys, pet accessories, jewelries, and anything that suitable for to give as a gift, right? And anything to improve their life, home improvement. Yes. And you talk about the fashion, you talk about the fashion. So I just checked the top 100 bestsellers on CJ that two fashion products were big gainers in the previous months because they were on the top 50 bestsellers list of the CJ platform. That they were never appeared on the top 100 list. So they were big gainers in the previous months. So they will be very promising in the Q4. Okay.
Yeah, because you got the fishing season in the summer, and then the fishing season changes again. So people will buy their partners, their kids' fishing products for Q4.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So the next is a harsh question. Yeah, as more people know dropshipping and join in, it seems it's getting harder to succeed in the dropshipping business. Do you think those who treat it as part-time job will succeed, or people have to do it full-time to success?
What I'm going to say is if you treat dropshipping like some little side hobby or some little side thing, it's not going to work. You have to be all in. Like I know, even if you work a job, I'm not saying quit your job. I don't recommend that. But what I'm saying is if you work a job, you've got to take this serious. So if you come home from work, get straight to doing some dropshipping. Before you wake up to go to work, do some dropshipping. Like you've got to treat this like a real business that needs attention. So if you're not treating it like a business, you're not investing into it, you're not reinvesting into it, you're not giving it time, you're not 100% committed. It's like me saying to you, what happens if you was 99.9% committed to your marriage? It wouldn't work. Your marriage wouldn't work. So you have to be 100% committed to the dropshipping.
Yes, harsh reality, huh? So for now, it's hard to succeed in dropshipping if you are harboring an attitude of simply trying. So those who made a success just spare no efforts in building an income business. So not just set a store and make money by luck. Yes. So
Yeah, what I would say though, Demi, is you got to understand business in general is very risky. The chance of success in business is very, very low. It doesn't matter what business you do, it's just low. Now, the risk, because the rate is so low, doesn't mean that it's not good. What separates the people that are successful to the ones that are not successful is the ones that are successful are the ones that just never gave up. The reason why most people don't do well is because they just quit. You can't lose, you can only quit. So I can't emphasize this enough. You can either win or you can quit. You can't lose, you can just quit.
yeah, obviously. So tons of beginners gave up when they didn't get a single order in the first week, or some never start again when their Facebook ads account got banned. Okay, so there may be many difficulties for beginners to make them give up. So I was wondering, were there any difficulties that you met at the beginning of your dropshipping business that nearly made you give up? And what difficulties? Yes.
Of course, I've had loads of bad experiences in dropshipping. A lot of people think the guys that are at the top are all nice, roses, everything's good. It's not the case. When you get to the top, things get harder, things get more risky. Now, the problems that I had in my journey were things like I always doubted myself because I've not got any grades. I was always deemed the one that wouldn't be successful in life. So I was very self-conscious, which kept getting myself down. I had very negative people around me, which gave myself negative thoughts and stuff like that. And also, I wasn't very good because I was dyslexic. I'm dyslexic, so learning things takes a lot longer for me. So like Facebook ads, looking at lots of numbers, it's very hard for me to do that. So every time I was doing my Facebook ads, I was like, oh, I don't understand these numbers. I don't understand the metrics. I don't know if I'm doing good things, bad things. So then I thought, am I just wasting money? So that made me feel like quitting. Also, when things started to get better for me, I remember I had a problem with the supplier, and basically I lost almost £10,000 because he made a massive mistake, and that made me want to quit.
Oh, that was not your mistake, just because of the big mistake of the suppliers that make you lost some money. Oh, that's just awful. Yes.
But then I learned a lot from that. From that because some of the stuff that happened was my fault as well. Like I should have done certain things to prevent that from happening. So I learned a lot from that. But yeah, now in terms of what struggles have I got? When you're spending lots of money, like there's more risk involved. Instead of maybe losing $1,000, now we could potentially lose £20,000. There's a lot more risk now involved. And that's the problems that we face at the moment.
Yes, so every difficulties and you fail every time that you learn a new lesson to make you better and stronger to run business. Yes, it's very valuable insights. So thanks so much for those valuable suggestions. And we've talked about what kind of store to begin with, and how many budgets dropshipping beginners need, and ways to increase traffic and conversion rate, and promising niches in the coming Q4. And it's really a great lesson. Right? So I think many dropshippers out there learned a lot, and at least I got many valuable insights. Yes, thank you so much. So guys, if you want to share your success story with us, or you have great insights about dropshipping or e-commerce to share, just send an email to this address. You will get 100% response. If you like this video and think it's helpful, please leave a like and share it with your Reddit, Pinterest, or Twitter to help out with our channel. Any comments that you want to share with our audiences?
Yeah, so what I'm going to say is, look, Q4 is around the corner. There's no better time to get started. 70% of e-commerce sales are done in Q4. Get your head down. We're in a pandemic, which means you're at home. There's never been a better time to learn something, because you're never going to get this chance again where you're at home, nothing to do. So put your head down, learn dropshipping, get ready for Q4, and just don't give up. That's my best advice.